I'm now going to sing a song for John as we commemorate his graduation and his leaving us. The road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. And whither then, I cannot say.
Listen to this. We have an urgent announcement.
Excuse me. We have information about a serious criminal in our midst. Everyone stay where you are so you don't get hurt. I am calling all you deputies who are on the premise to bring John Wilcox and bring him to the stage.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to school and learn the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get hot, then you must get cool. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? You chuck it on that one, you chuck it on this one, you chuck it on your mother and you chuck it on your father, you chuck it on your brother and you chuck it on your sister, you chuck it on that one and you chuck it on me. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
John Wilcox, you are charged with some serious crimes.
Hi, Mom.
You're going to be put on trial now. We are drafting Andrew to come up and be the judge. Is anyone willing to be the defense attorney for this heinous criminal? He needs representation though. So Patrick and Moira,
No, I will not do it. This is a hate crime.
deputies, bring Patrick and Moira to perform their civic duty.
It's not.
Sign for all of our altar servers and the girls that are going to sing for mass. Get ready to go. So get ready to let finish it up. A couple of minutes. Line up with the servants will go hollering to head over to the church. And at this time, the moms that are doing crafts, go ahead and start the crafts with the young children.
Wants them in St. Ignatius Hall.
It's okay.
So I guess I'll go with you. Yes, you're not the third person to tell me.
Actually, quick thing, unless you want to go there for the end of a mass, do not go to the church until after 12:30, or until it's 12:30, because mass is still going on.
Thank you.
All right, it's okay. You weren't hurting. She was very upset.
so much. It's a privilege to have been invited to speak here. Where's John? I wanted to know I wore my Marine Corps earrings just for him. There you go, Semper Fi. Very, very proud of you. I've been asked today to speak on what it means to be a pro-life citizen and how we live that out as we move from childhood to adulthood. And I actually think it's the same process your whole life long. And I'm 73, so I think I might know what I'm talking about. I want to use an acronym today for my favorite fruit, biblical fruit, FIG. And it stands for living a life of forgiveness, integrity, and gratitude. And I think that's how you live your entire life from your childhood until your old age. Those three principles are summed up so well in Romans chapter 12. And as a good instructor, I'm going to leave you all with that homework. Sometime, maybe not today, but after today, read Romans 12 and see how it applies to living a life of forgiveness, integrity, and gratitude. So let me give you just a little more of my background. I was born in 1950 in an era where the South was completely segregated. I don't think any of you in this room, probably maybe one or two, remember a South that had water fountains that said white only. I have a childhood memory of that. And so by the time I got to high school, we were in the middle of the civil rights movement. And my parents, Whitney Dorsal's grandparents, and William, etc.'s great-grandparents, were very active in the civil rights movement because it was a matter of what is right, what is just in our society. And segregation by race was certainly an injustice. So my high school was the first public high school to integrate. It was Dreher High School in 1964. Now, I believe Catholic schools had already integrated. I'm not sure because I wasn't Catholic then. So I grew up in a period of civil unrest, much like what you are seeing today. You know, history repeats itself, and I'm seeing things happening again that were happening in my growing up period. So I encourage you to be students of history so that we can continue to improve. Now, we have an integrated society now. That injustice has been overcome. But has the injustice of racism been resolved? No. But that's where forgiveness comes in. You know, we need to live as a forgiving society and as forgiving people ourselves. And, you know, I'll tell you a story. I was way into my adult years. And I prayed the Our Father how many thousands of times my whole life. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation. I mean, and those words did not penetrate. And then one day, it was like the Holy Spirit wanted me to hear something. And all of a sudden, those words meant something. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And I was like shocked. I'm saying, oh, wait a minute. I'm asking God to forgive me to the extent that I forgive others. And I realized I had a problem. I had a lot of forgiving to do if I wanted the forgiveness that God promises. So I encourage you to be people of forgiveness. And secondly, live lives of integrity. And what does that mean? That means be faithful. Be faithful to the teachings of the church. Be responsible for your behavior. Many of you in here may have been through a family honor course, and practicing the virtue of chastity is a way to live a life of integrity. Also, just being responsible for everything you do, whether it's being responsible for your homework or being responsible for the way you drive a car. Everything that you do requires your integrity. And then the third thing, living a life of gratitude. Just be grateful for everything, every gift that God has given you. And when you are having a bad day, remember somebody's having a worse day than you are. Gratitude means you are thankful regardless of the situations. Think of your favorite saint and what did that saint suffer? You know, one of my favorite saints is St. Lawrence, who was a deacon. And he was put to death on a gorilla. And his relic, a relic of his head, is still available. And you can see the kind of suffering and torment that he went through to preserve the faith. And I think to myself, when I'm having a bad day, oops, hang on just a sec, that's all right. When I think I'm having a bad day, well, I've never suffered to the extent that St. Lawrence suffered, or many of the saints who put their lives on the line, who offered their lives for the faith. And we can all do this. We might not be called to be, literal martyrs, but we can all be what's called white martyrs, where you live your life in the faith that where you give up your life one drop of blood at a time. And that will keep your whole life in perspective, no matter what you might be going through. This morning, I think gratitude, one of the best ways to express gratitude every day is with your prayer life. Grow your prayer life, develop your prayer life. It doesn't happen overnight. But I was thinking about this morning, and I was actually saying morning prayer while I was in the shower. Well, how did I do that? I have an app for the Liturgy of the Hours. So you pray as you can, not as you can't. So this morning, here's morning prayer. And I thought this was a perfect reading from Habakkuk on what it means, what gratitude means. Give me just 1 second. For though the fig tree blossom not, nor fruit be on the vine, though the yield of the olive fail, and the terraces produce no nourishment, though the flocks disappear from the fold, and there be no herd in the stall, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. and exalt in my saving God. Like that is gratitude. So I encourage you all, part of gratitude also is giving back. Become involved in your pro-life activities. Volunteer. The future Father Osteen was a volunteer along with his identical twin brother, who is now a medical doctor. And they were volunteers for South Carolina Citizens for Life while they were at USC, and I couldn't be prouder of them. We've had volunteers and staff members who have gone on to law school, medicine, having families. I mean, the most pro-life thing you can do is take care of your family. That's where it starts. But volunteer for Pregnancy Care Center. Volunteer for anything that helps other people. That's part of your, sort of your obligation, as I see it, for expressing gratitude and living a life of gratitude. One thing you're going to find in Romans 12, when you go home and read it, is we all have gifts different, and that's what I love. You're going to be exploring now, and you may be exploring for the rest of your life ways that you are pro-life, whether you're taking care of your own family, your own children, whether you're taking care of elderly parents, whether you're helping to take care of people with disabilities who need your help. All those things are things that make us pro-life citizens. So I just want to leave you with that acronym, my favorite biblical fruit, FIG: forgiveness, integrity, and gratitude. Thank you very much.
John, we know God has a great plan for you. Please come forward now with your mother, who has been the source of much beauty and love in your childhood. And I invite his dad up too. Mr. and Mrs. Wilcox, please present John with his white graduation cord in recognition of his spirituality that has been fostered by you and your husband, the first teachers and providers of John's faith. We also have a gift for you from the co-op.
So, I have been told that I will have a couple minutes to speak, and any of you who know me know that I would not turn down such an opportunity. I do wish to keep it brief, however, because we have Mass to go to, celebrated by our own dear Father Maury. But I wish to begin by recognizing that this is just as much a celebration of all of you as it is of me. All of you, the experiences I've shared, the conversations I've had, have become in some ways a part of me that I will take forward to my college of choice, Wyoming Catholic College. And I just want to thank you all. It's been a beautiful, I don't even know how many years now, but I've been a part of this co-op for a very long time, and it's among my dearest of memories and my dearest activities. And I do want to give a little bit of advice to those who will come after me in future graduating classes from our co-op. Really one thing in particular, stay close to your families, guys. As homeschoolers, we have a unique situation in our relationship with our parents because they're both our teachers and our parents. Most kids our age don't have that. And there are unique advantages to this, but there are also unique tensions, right? You're never away from your teacher. Your teacher is always watching you. So, but never allow that tension to in any way define or affect your relationship with your parents. I don't have many regrets. I'm not ashamed of much that I do, though maybe I should be. My only regret, I'd say, would be at times I've allowed my temper to snap. I've gotten impatient when I didn't quite get something, and sometimes that came out at my teacher, and that teacher also being my mom. That's my only regret. And if I could give one piece of advice to all of you, it's avoid that. Because these years of your life where you're close to your family, it can feel miserable sometimes, but you'll never have such a closeness with your family ever again. At the end of this summer, the amount that I see my family will greatly diminish. Yeah, I'll be lucky to see them every few months maybe, perhaps even less. So stay close to your families, guys, and perhaps even more importantly, stay close to our mother, the church. Thank you.